Hello student, in last lecture we have studied the plant pathology. There are some important objectives in plant pathology, then some important terminologies in plant pathology. Today we will start with the another new topic, that is contribution of Anton de Bary and the Professor B.B. Mundkur. Let's start with the Anton de Bary. Okay, the Anton de Bary was German surgeon, botanist, microbiologist and the mycologist. He is considered a founding father of plant pathology, phytopathology as well as the founder of modern mycology. Okay, his major contributions are finding proposed in 1853. He also experimentally proved that Phytophthora infestans was the cause of late blight of potato in 1861. Okay, in 1885 he studied other diseases like rust, smut, downy mildew of fungi and rot. Okay, in 1886, he reported the role of enzymes and toxins in tissue degradation caused due to sclerotinia. Due to because of he is very extensive and careful in the study of life history of fungi. He detailed studied the life cycle of downy mildew of fungi and their parasitism. He also wrote some book on plant pathology, that is, these are disease of cultivated crop, their causes and their control. In 1885, which he recognized that plant disease are caused not only by the unfavorable environment but also caused due to parasitic organisms such as insects, fungi and parasitic plant. Anton de Bary was the first to demonstrate sexuality in fungi. In 1858, he had observed conjugation in the algae, that is Spirogyra algae, and he described sexual reproduction in fungus Peronospora species. Okay, these are all the contributions of Anton de Bary. Next, we will study the contribution of B.B. Mundkur. Just like the Anton de Bary, the B.B. Mundkur also has the great contribution in the plant pathology. B.B. Mundkur started work from control of cotton wilt through varietal resistance. Okay, he worked on smut fungi author, and he is the author of fungi and plant disease. Just like the Anton de Bary, the B.B. Mundkur also has the devotion to the study of fungi. So he published the book entitled Fungal Diseases, and he is very extensive. He did very extensive work on plant fungi. He investigated the disease of patwa, of rice, tobacco and some another crop. Okay, and also discovered the mode of transmission in wheat. He was also responsible for the identification and classification of large number of Indian smut fungi. His most significant contribution to plant pathology will be remembered through the Indian Phytopathological Society, which he started almost single-handedly in 1948 with its journal Indian Phytopathology. Okay, he is served as mycologist, Indian Agriculture Research Institute in New Delhi, Deputy Director of Plant Disease. He is the Director of Plant Protection, Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Professor of Botany in University of Pune. Okay, these all are the contributions of B.B. Mundkur. Then our next point is the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, that is IARI. The journey of Indian Agriculture Research Institute, popularly known as the Pusa Institute, began in 1905 at Pusa. Okay, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, at first it is situated in Pusa in Bihar, hence it is known as the Pusa Institute. But some due to some problems, it is, or after independence, it is shifted to the Delhi in 29th July 1936. It is shifted in Delhi and its name or it is renamed as Indian Agriculture Research Institute. The Green Revolution from the field of Indian Agriculture Research Institute with the development of famous wheat variety which contributed an estimated on billion tons of addition product. The IARI was responsible for the research leading of the green revolution in India of the 1970s. As the mother of several ICAR institutions, Indian Agriculture Research Institute contributes to be the leading institution of agriculture research, education and extension in the country. The present campus of the institution is self-contained salon complex spread over an area of about 500 hectares. Currently, the institute has 20 divisions, 5 multidisciplinary centers situated in Delhi, 8 regional stations, 2 off-season nursery, 3 all India coordinated research products with headquarters at IARI, and 10 national centers functioning under all India coordinated research projects. Okay. Basically, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, firstly situated at the Pusa in Bihar and also popularly known as the Pusa Institute, but due to massive earthquake in Bihar, it was destroyed and shifted to the New Delhi, and it is renamed, that is Indian Agriculture Research Institute. The Indian Agriculture Research Institute was responsible for the green revolution in India, and there is large contribution in billion tons of addition product. It is the mother of several ICAR institution. At present, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute is spread over the 500 hectares area, and it has 20 division, 5 multidisciplinary centers situated in Delhi, 2 off-season nursery and 10 national centers functioning under the all India coordinated research products. Okay. Next to the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, there is International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics, that is ICRI SAT. Okay. The International Crop Research Institute is basically run all over these points. Okay. The first point is the analyzing key problem and the opportunities. Second is the sustainable investigation, and third is the building agribusiness. In analyzing key problems and opportunity, the ICRI SAT is analyze which are the key problems and which are the opportunities. Firstly, we will see, that is International Crop Research Institute is work for the rural development or research for the rural developmental area. In rural developmental area, these ICRI SAT analyze the key problems and some which are the opportunities. Then next is the sustainable investigation. In that, they manage the soil and water. Then they crop improvement and seed access. Then next step is the diversifying. Then next step is the developing on farm practice and technologies. Okay, these are all steps in the sustainable investigation. Next to that, there is the building agribusiness. In that, they introduce processing, then facilitating market access, and last driving market development. These all steps are come in the International Crop Research Institute, and these International Crop Research Institute works on these all steps. Okay. International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropic is an international organization which conduct the agriculture research for rural development. The headquarters is situated in Hyderabad in India. Okay. As I say, the ICRISAD is specialized knowledge on the dry land, which covers about 55 countries in Asia and sub-Saharan Africa, and are inhabited by 2 billion people, 644 millions whom are poor. These regions are most vulnerable to climate changes with very little rainfall, degraded soil, and poor social infrastructure. Due to that climatic condition, the soil is very dry. The lands in their region is very dry, and there is no agriculture development. Hence, the ICRISCT has specialized knowledge on these rural area. They have specialized skill on the crop of immense value to the nutrition and economics of the semi-arid tropics, dryland cereals which are sorghum and millets, and grain legumes, that is chickpea, pigeon pea, and the peanuts. Okay, these all are about International Crop Research Institute of Semi-Arid Tropic. I hope you understand all the points that we seen today or that we studied today. I will again revise today's topic. Okay, today we firstly seen there that contribution of Anton de Berry. As I say, the Anton de Berry was is the father of plant pathology or the phytopathology. He is the German scientist, surgeon, microbiologist, and the mycologist. His great contribution in the plant pathology or the plants phytopathology. His major contributions are finding Prevost in 1853. He proved the Phytophthora infestans was the cause of late blight of potato. He also studies the diseases like rust, smut, and the downy mildew of fungi. And he, as you know, he is the devoted to the study of fungi. Hence, he write the so many books on fungi, and he also did the detailed study in life cycle of downy mildew of fungi and their parasitism. Their books on the plant pathology are Disease of the Cultivated Crop, Causes and Their Control, and he also recognize that diseases are not only caused due to environmental condition but due to some insects, fungi, and parasitic plant. Okay, these all are about contributions of Anton de Berry. The next is the contribution of Professor B.B. Munkur. Similarly, the Professor B.B. Munkur also has the devotion about the fungal studies. So he write the book entitled Fungi and Plant Disease. Okay, B.B. Munkur started his work from the cotton wilt through various varietal resistance. He also responsible for the identification and classification of large number of Indian smut fungi, and his most significant work in the plant pathology will be remembered through the Indian Phytopathological Society, which is started almost single-handedly in 1948 with its journal Indian Phytopathology. Okay, the next is the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, that is IARI, which is first situated in Pusa and known as Pusa Institute. Then it is shifted to the Delhi due to earthquake in Bihar, and it is renamed as Indian Agriculture Research Institute, which is responsible for the research leading to the Green Revolution, and it is the mother of several ICAR institute. It is spread over the 500 hectares, and it has currently this institute has currently 20 division, 5 multidisciplinary centers which are situated in Delhi, 2 off-season nursery, 8 regional stations, 3 all India coordinated research product with headquarters at IARI, and 10 national centers functioning under all India coordinated research products. And last is the International Crop Research Institute for semi-arid tropic. Just in name, for semi-arid tropics, the ICRISAT has specialized knowledge on the dry lands, and this institute work for these 2 billion people, for 644 millions of poor people which has dry land and whose lands are not developed for the agriculture, and they have the specialized skill on crop immense value to the nutrition and economic of semi-arid tropic dryland series, that is sorghum, millet, and the grain, legume, chickpea, pigeon pea, and the peanut. Okay, these all topics are done, and I hope you understand all the topic. We will study our next topic in next lecture.